Yo, peeps, what's going on? AdamMcKola here. Absolutely fuming, to be totally honest with you. Didn't even want to do this video, but here we are. Told ya, consistency. It's back. Oh man, just not with Manchester United though. In fact, we are consistent. We consistently confuse the hell out of me. I never know what to expect from Manchester United. Are we a good team? Are we a bad team? I still don't know. I still don't know what the answer is to that. In fact, we're probably somewhere in the middle of it and just average. And I think today probably shows that we are a Europa League team. And that comes down to a lot of things. But I think ultimately, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got it wrong today. And he's got it wrong after the first two group games of the Champions League. He's got it wrong since then, really. And you have to take responsibility and you have to take the blame for it. I was one of those that was quick to come out and criticise people that often said, oh, Ole was lucky to get United to Champions League and this, that and the other, or, you know, Bruno Fernandes done it all this, that and the other. And I felt that was a bit harsh because ultimately the manager gets criticised when results go wrong, so you have to give him praise when the results go right. And that was why I believed Ole deserved the praise for that and the criticism for that in the job that he'd done to get us here. But in terms of us getting knocked out of the Champions League, I also believe Ole is to blame for that. And Solskjaer has to take the blame for that because he's got it wrong. Now, you can look to their individual errors. David De Gea, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka. None of them covered themselves in glory. Luke Shaw didn't cover himself in glory either. Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood. You could argue they had chances to have at least got Manchester United a draw, at least got us through the game and into the next round of the group. The game against PSG, could argue Martial had the chances to get us the result. Cavani had a chance that he should have taken. There's a number of results which Manchester United should have had better performances in, rather, that we didn't. And yes, you can point to individual mistakes and individual errors, but ultimately it was down to the manager. Now today, without Martial, without Cavani, and rightly so, without Paul Pogba, I think Ole had a difficult task. But it still didn't explain the performance that we saw. I understood not picking Pogba because on the eve of a massive game, you know, you've got his agent talking rubbish. What kind of message does that send to the rest of the group? What kind of message does that send to the fans? What kind of message does that send? You know what I mean? I don't think it sends any message of note to the other players. So I kind of got Ole's decision to leave Paul Pogba out. You know, I know he eventually came on and he had an influence in the game, but could you have said that him starting would have stopped or prevented the defensive issues that we had? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I can't blame Ole for not starting him. So I totally understand why he was left out. And I think having no Martial, having no Cavani clearly had an impact. But the issues that we had weren't down to no Martial, no Cavani, no Pogba. You know, the issues that we had, especially in that first couple of minutes, when you look at the first goal, you know, you had Luke Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, and they all took up this space inside the 18-yard box, which is really strange because Aaron Wan-Bissaka wasn't looking over his shoulder. He was looking at, I think it was Harry Maguire's man. And you're thinking, bruv, why are you looking at Harry Maguire's, like, his opposition? Like, why are you looking at the striker when there's a fullback behind you in the first minute with the free 18-yard box? And we've seen this against Brighton on so many occasions. I think we saw it against Newcastle. Like, we've seen it so many times. And that's a big problem with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He comes too narrow, and as a result, we've got loads of space in behind him, and it gets exploited, often gets exploited. And it just didn't make sense. We started with 3 centre-halves, 2 wing-backs, 2 DMs, and we were still poorly drilled, no shape, no cohesion, no leadership. Like, I've played centre-half, yeah. Bro, first thing that I make sure I do is speak to everyone. Who's lying? Who is lying? If you play centre half, you know what one of those sayings is. Who's lying? Who's holding line? Maguire's supposed to be that leadership figure in ours. I've never seen him put his arms out, speak to Wan-Bissaka, speak to Lindelof, speak to anyone. Now, that's not to excuse Luke Shaw's appalling positional play, because that's his own responsibility. But your captain and your centre, even if your centre half doesn't have an armband on, he has to be more vocal and a bigger leader in there. You have to simply organise your defence. And he doesn't do it. But also, that has to come down to the manager and his coaching staff. Because, boys, what the fuck are you like doing at Carrington? Are you working on your shape? Are you working on what happens when the ball's on the left-hand side and the cross is coming over? Like, have you worked on that? Who goes forward? Who goes back? Because it don't look like it. It don't look like it. It don't look like a team that has, is not at the moment, but he has been over the last 5 years, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. An £80 million centre-back, a £30 million centre-back next to him. Luke Shaw, who cost 30 million. Tellez, who cost around 15, 20 million. Wan-Bissaka cost 50 million. Does that look like a defence that cost all that money to you? Because it doesn't to me. And that's why you have to put it down to, yes, individuals got it wrong, but also the manager has to be doing better with what, I'm not seeing any evidence that this is coached, this defence is coached, they've worked on anything. The way to get a better defence seems to be, we'll just stick 2 DMs in front of him. That'll sort it, won't it? Well, actually, no. You know what could sort it? You could play 1 DM in front of them and just organise your defence. How about that? And if they have been working on it, if Ollie has been getting instruction across to them, then what the fuck are these players doing? It either shows a lack of respect for the manager if they're not following their instructions, or it shows a lack of footballing ability to be able to take on instruction and then perform with it. It's poor. It's not good enough. And Harry Maguire came out in his interview after and said, well, we just weren't ready at the start. Are you fucking shitting me, bro? What are you doing in the dressing room? What are you like getting each other fired up? We were taking the piss today, just saying energy, but that got us going a bit. They don't even seem to do that, bro. They don't have any sort of, I don't see them coming out of the dressing room like fucking, I'm not trying to say just be passion merchants, but I don't see any of that. I see Bruno looking like that. Bruno looks like us fans, just stressed out. And I feel it's having a negative impact on his football because he's now thinking, oh, fuck, I've got to go sort out these bell-ends problems at the back. So he's running down to the back, then he's running to the left, he's running to the right, he's all over the place and not where he should be. He reminds me of what Wayne Rooney would be like in this team. Just running all over the place thinking, oh, these bastards are shit, and just trying to sort it all out. And that's what I'm seeing from Bruno Fernandes at this moment. I feel sorry for him because it's taken away from his game. It's taken away from his game. Now, Hornby's commenting about the board. And look, we all know the board have played their part in Manchester United's downfall. But you can't tell me this team shouldn't have been going through in this group. Ollie didn't have enough to get us through in this group because he did. Ollie had enough today to get a result against Leipzig. Ollie had enough against Istanbul in Turkey. Ollie had enough. Do you know what I mean? He had enough to get results here. I'm not saying he hasn't won the league, sack him, because I don't expect us to win the league with this side. But I expect us to be, better than what we're showing at the minute. And it's just not good enough, man. It's not good enough and it's so disheartening. I don't want to be in a shitty Europa League. I ain't watching one of those games. Schoolar with the super chat says, blind leading the blind FC. No consistency, no leadership, no clue. Ollie or the coaching behind him needs to go. Without Bruno, where would we be? And that's facts. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, Pogba should have started or came on earlier. I disagree. I think Pogba did well when he came on. Um, you know, he had the assist for Greenwood, who won the penalty. I don't know if that goal's been given to him or Maguire, but he was involved in the second goal. Almost created an own goal when he whipped the ball across the box, and I think it was a good performance from him. But after yesterday and what we heard from his agent, I didn't expect him to start, and I think that was the right decision. But then you kind of say you go all the way and you just don't play him, or like you start him. I kind of get those that say that, but again, I understand Ollie's decision, but I can't make excuses for the lack of organisation, the lack of cohesion, the lack of defensive structure. And I felt sorry for the likes of Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood out there today. So they didn't really stand a chance now. I think Rashford missed opportunities that he should have done better with. I think Greenwood had a few opportunities he could have done better with. But I'm not about to place the blame on a fucking 19-year-old kid, you know what I mean? And I just think at the end of the day, it weren't good enough, man. It weren't good enough. We got another super chat. Oh, they're both the same super chat, Schooler. So if you want to send in a message as a normal message, I'll read it out as a super chat because I assume you didn't mean to send two of the same super chats in. Excess to the Rave Zone says, predicted this. Oh, and you've done a third one of the same now. Or is it just showing me loads of notifications for the same one? Maybe it's that. I'm not sure. But thank you for your super chat anyway. David Hale says our back 4 or 5 are shambolic tactically. They look like they've never played the game before. Why? Because we are not coached. Some people turned it onto Ronaldo and Messi today, and I don't blame you either. That's what I'm going to be doing in the weeks where we're in the Champions League. I'm going to support Ronaldo FC. Sorry, in the Europa League. We're in the Europa League. We're in the Europa League. I need to keep reminding myself of that. Europa League. We are a Europa League team, though. And we showed that in these 6 games, unfortunately. But Ollie has to take the responsibility. And I'm sure he will, to be honest. He's never shirked responsibility. And I'm sure he'll take it on the chin. But after those first 2 games, we have to be doing better. And this season, it's make or break for Ollie. Because if he doesn't show Manchester United are improving this season, then he's going to be out the door, isn't he? Let's be real. He was probably lucky to get this job. He got us in Champions League last year. He deserved to stay. Some people are saying we should have sacked him last summer. I find that bizarre because, he got us 3rd spot when no one expected us to be in the top 4, never mind top 3. So he deserved this time. He also deserves more time this year. I don't think he's going to get sacked now. But if he doesn't turn this ship around soon, we're going to start getting into that situation, aren't we? Because we haven't got the Champions League to fall back on anymore. Our form's good in the Champions League. We haven't got that to fall back on. And ultimately, every Manchester United manager has to be judged on results. And the way I look at it, because I'm a little bit of a softie, is that I try and look at it like, if we were Bayern Munich, would this guy still be in charge? If we were Real Madrid, would this guy still be in charge? Because that's what standards we have to be held to. Now, I know our board don't do that. I mean, they didn't back us like we were Manchester United in the summer this summer. But Ross says the board of the issue. If Abramovich at Chelsea was owner, Ollie would be getting his signings. And that's true. But you also have to ask, is he getting enough out of what we have? Now, I'm not saying now is the time to sack him. I'm not saying that at all. Everyone knows my opinion on that in-out stuff. I hate it. But what we need to see between now and the next couple of months is hopefully an upturn, hopefully signs of improvement. Because if that doesn't come, the Wolves are going to be at his door and time's going to be up. And this is a season where it's open. Anyone can win it. Anyone can take points off each other. Anyone can do this and that. So there's no excuse to be dropping down the table. There's no excuse to be turning 4th, 5th, 3rd into 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So we have to start climbing up the table. I would toss the Europa League off completely. And just go for the league as much as possible. Billy Vaughan with the super chat says, "Ad, come on, do more content on general footy. Boss, seeing you on the kickoff, lad. Home and away Liverpool fan there. Raw, that surprised me. Billy, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. I will try and do more general footy stuff. Obviously, my home is Stretford Paddock, where I do all my United stuff. And I've been trying to think of how I deal with this channel. Obviously, because on match days, I'm busy with Paddock or kickoff. And I find it hard to get content out. So I kind of need to change the way I do things. But I still want daily content coming out on here. So yeah, you know what you might like actually, mate, Billy. You'll love the Premier League piss take on Stretford Paddock, bro. James says, "Have you been crying, Adam?" I haven't been, no, but I might Drake and drive on the way home. Put some slow jams on, have a little cry to myself. You know how it is. It's the best thing to do, innit? But yeah, I think I'm done. I'm done with life, to be honest. Done with life. Wish I stayed at home. But yeah. Jimmy Howitt is angry at something. I'm not sure why. Says he's stuck by me, but he's had enough. And he's unsubscribed. I don't know what I've said. But ta-ra, mate. I do love you if you want to come back. But I love you too, Jimmy. You know, the thing is, I've recognised Jimmy's name from here a lot, so I don't know what I've done to offend him. I haven't even mentioned Poch, so he mentioned that in his comment. Aditya with another super chat says, "We should be very scared about Bruno leaving us for a better team. This is gut-wrenching and painful. Not sure if we are being defensively trained." I imagine, I don't want to think about that yet, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and comment and share and subscribing. I'll be back soon. I got loads of stuff coming up this week. I'm on the kickoff this weekend, but the Manchester derby is, of course, being covered on Stretford Paddock. So make sure you're here for that. And you know what? Knowing us, we're going to absolutely smash City. And then we'll be sat here like, are we good or bad? Still don't know. See you in a bit.